So you land in Vietnam, and honestly, within the first 24 hours, you might think people are kinda rude, the traffic is just totally insane, and, well, nothing makes sense. Someone asks you a personal question like 5 minutes after meeting you. A motorbike nearly clips you while honking nonstop. And then your beer shows up, with ice in it. At that moment, it just feels wrong, maybe even a little illegal. But here's the truth. Most travelers don't realize most of what shocks you in Vietnam isn't actually wrong. You're just reading it wrong. And that misunderstanding can, ruin your entire experience. Because culture shock doesn't just confuse you. It can make you feel uncomfortable, frustrated, even kinda disrespected. It can lead to awkward situations, bad decisions, and honestly, a lot of unnecessary stress. But once you get what's actually happening, everything changes. In this video, I'm gonna break down 9 things in Vietnam that feel completely wrong at first, but are actually totally normal. And if you understand these, Vietnam becomes way easier and a lot more enjoyable. Number 1. Ice in beer. This feels illegal, especially if you come from a country where beer is, treated like a sacred ritual. You sit down, order a cold beer, and then someone just drops a handful of ice into it. Your first reaction? Why would you ruin it like that? But here's what most travelers don't realize. Vietnam is hot, really hot. And not just for a few minutes. It's all day, every day. That ice-cold beer you ordered? It turns warm in less than 10 minutes. Adding ice keeps it cold longer and actually makes it more refreshing. It also softens the bitterness, especially with lighter local beers, making them smoother and easier to drink in the heat. So to locals, it's not ruining the beer, it's actually improving it. Now here's the part a lot of people don't think about. If you have a sensitive stomach, be careful with ice. Not all ice is the same quality. A simple rule, choose busy places. High turnover usually means cleaner, safer ice. And here's the mistake most travelers make, judging it too fast. It looks wrong at first, but after a few days in the heat, don't be surprised if you start asking for ice too. Number 2, hot food in hot weather. This makes no sense. You step outside, it's 35 degrees, the humidity hits you like a wall, and then you see people happily eating a steaming hot bowl of pho. Your instinct says, why would you eat hot soup in this heat? But here's what most travelers don't understand. Hot food actually helps your body cool down. When you eat something hot and spicy, your body starts to sweat, and sweat is your natural cooling system. As it evaporates, it lowers your body temperature. That's why dishes like pho, spicy noodles, and hot broths are so common in Vietnam. They're not just traditional, they're practical for the climate. Now compare that to what a lot of tourists do. They hide in air conditioning, drink only cold beverages, and avoid hot food completely. But the moment they step outside again, the heat feels even worse. Here's the simple tip. Don't fight the weather. Adapt to it. Try eating like locals, even just once a day. A light, hot meal with herbs and broth can actually make you feel more comfortable than heavy, cold food. And this is where many people get it wrong. They assume their way is better. In Vietnam, the environment shapes the habits. Once you understand that, things start to make a lot more sense. Number 3, traffic chaos. So this is where most tourists start to panic. You find yourself standing at the edge of the street just watching this non-stop river of motorbikes, cars, and buses. Horns are going off everywhere. Nobody seems to stop for anyone. And you're probably thinking, how am I supposed to cross this? Honestly, it feels dangerous. It feels chaotic. It feels completely out of control. But here's what most people get wrong. In Vietnam, honking isn't about anger. It's communication. It means things like, I'm here, I'm passing, or don't step into my path. It's actually a system, not a fight. Now here's the biggest mistake tourists make. They step forward, then panic and freeze. That's the worst thing you can do. Because traffic here flows around movement, not hesitation. So here's the right way to cross. Step 1. Pick your moment. Don't wait for empty streets, it's just not gonna happen. Step 2. Start walking slowly and steadily. Step 3. Keep a constant pace, no sudden moves. Step 4. Don't run, don't stop, and don't step backward. Step 5. Let the traffic adjust around you. This is really important. Predictability is safer than speed. Drivers are already calculating your movement. If you freeze, you break the system. It feels wrong at first, but once you trust the flow, crossing the street actually becomes surprisingly easy. Number 4, coffee culture. Why are cafes full at 10 p.m.? You walk past a cafe late at night, expecting it to be quiet, but instead, it's packed. Groups of friends, couples, even families, all just sitting there with these tiny cups of coffee, talking like it's the middle of the day. And you're probably thinking, don't people go home? Here's what most travelers don't realize. In Vietnam, coffee isn't just about caffeine, it's about connection. In a lot of Western countries, coffee is fast. You grab it, drink it, and go. It's all about efficiency. But in Vietnam, coffee is slow. People sit for hours. They talk, relax, watch the street, and really enjoy the moment. There's no pressure to leave. Nobody is rushing you out the door. And the timing matters too. Because of the heat, life shifts later into the evening. People finish work late, eat dinner late, and meet friends even later. So 9 or 10 p.m., that's just normal social time. Now here's where a lot of visitors get it wrong. They treat coffee like a quick stop and get frustrated when things move slowly. Simple tip, don't rush, adjust your expectations. If you slow down and just go with it, you'll start to enjoy it. Because in Vietnam, time isn't just something you manage, it's something you experience. Number 5, sun protection. Why are locals wearing jackets in 38 degrees Celsius? You're sweating in a t-shirt, just trying to survive the heat. And then you see someone completely covered up. Jacket, gloves, mask, even a sun hoodie, riding a motorbike under the blazing sun. It looks totally backwards, right? But here's what most foreigners don't get. This isn't about being cold, it's about protection. First, there's the cultural side. In Vietnam, lighter skin has long been associated with indoor work and higher social status. So avoiding sun exposure is a deeply rooted beauty standard, but it's not just about appearance. The sun here is intense. Prolonged exposure means faster skin damage, sunburn, and long-term aging. Add dust, pollution, and long hours on a motorbike, and covering up just makes sense. So while tourists are getting sunburned, locals are protecting their skin every single day. Now here's the mistake a lot of travelers make. They try to stick to Western habits, wearing less in the heat, and end up even more uncomfortable. Simple tip, protect your skin instead of fighting the environment. Lightweight long sleeves, sunscreen, and even a thin jacket can make a big difference. It might feel strange at first, but in Vietnam, covering up is often the smarter choice. Number 6, pajamas in public. Did they just walk out in sleepwear? You're walking through a local neighborhood or heading to a morning market, and you see people wearing what looks like pajamas outside. Matching sets, loose fabrics, bright patterns. It feels like everyone just rolled out of bed and went shopping. At first, it looks careless, maybe even inappropriate. But here's what most foreigners don't understand. In Vietnam, this is about comfort and context. Those pajamas are often lightweight homeware designed for the heat. They're breathable, practical, and perfect for short trips, like grabbing food, running errands, or stepping out for a few minutes. And here's the key. Not all spaces are treated the same. There are places where people dress up. Offices, formal events, nicer restaurants. But in everyday local spaces, like street markets or neighborhood shops, comfort wins. So what feels strange to you is completely normal in that setting. Now here's where many travelers get it wrong. They either overdress and stand out awkwardly, or underdress in places where it's not appropriate. Simple tip, dress for the situation. Observe where you are. Match the environment. Because in Vietnam, it's not about strict fashion rules. It's about wearing what makes sense for the moment. Number 7. Direct questions. This feels like an interview. You've just met someone, maybe a coworker, a date, or even a stranger, and within minutes they ask, "How old are you? How much do you make? Are you married? When are you having kids?" And you're thinking, is this normal? In many Western cultures, these questions feel too personal, even rude. But here's what most travelers misunderstand. In Vietnam, these questions are often practical, not intrusive. Relationships here are closely tied to family, stability, and long-term planning. So instead of small talk, people sometimes go straight to the important things. It's not about judging you, it's about understanding where you fit in life. Also, Vietnamese communication can be more direct. There's less need to warm up with casual conversation before asking real questions. Now, of course, not everyone is like this. Big cities are changing, and younger people may be more relaxed. But you will encounter this, and it can catch you off guard. Here's the simple tip. Don't take it personally. If you're comfortable, answer briefly. If not, smile and redirect the conversation. You can say something light like, "That's a long story," and move on, because most of the time, they're not trying to offend you. They're just being direct. Number 8, blunt comments. Did they just call you fat? You're walking down the street, meeting someone new or visiting a friend's family, and suddenly you hear, "You got bigger. You look tired. You're darker now." No filter, no warning. And your first reaction is, "Why are they insulting me?" But here's what most travelers get wrong. In Vietnam, many of these comments are observations, not attacks. Talking about appearance can be as casual as talking about the weather. People notice changes and say them out loud without the same social filters you might be used to. Now, that doesn't mean it always feels good. And yeah, sometimes there is judgment behind it. But reacting emotionally usually makes things worse. Here's the key: emotional control. If you get defensive or upset, it creates tension. But if you stay calm, you stay in control of the situation. Simple tip: use humor and light boundaries. You can laugh it off. "Too much good food here." Or gently redirect. "I'm working on it." If it crosses a line, you can calmly say, "I prefer not to talk about that." Because in Vietnam, people often respect calm reactions more than emotional ones. It may feel harsh at first, but once you understand it, it becomes much easier to handle. Number 9, public hygiene differences. Yes, this still happens. You're walking down a quiet street, and suddenly someone stops by a wall or a tree and starts peeing in public. It feels shocking, maybe even unacceptable. But before reacting, here's what most travelers don't understand. This behavior often comes down to infrastructure and habit. Public toilets in many areas are limited, especially outside malls or tourist zones. People spend long hours on motorbikes, far from facilities. And over time, habits form based on what's available, not what's ideal. Also, social enforcement isn't always consistent. In some places it's tolerated, in others it's discouraged or fined. Now here's the important part. Things are improving. In major cities, you'll see more public restrooms, better facilities, and stricter rules in modern areas. Shopping centers, cafes, and convenience stores are usually reliable options. But you may still encounter situations that feel uncomfortable. Here's the simple tip: plan ahead. Use restrooms when you see them. Stick to clean, busy places. And avoid quiet alleys or poorly lit areas when walking. Because while the system isn't perfect, knowing how to navigate it makes your experience much smoother. How to adapt fast. Most videos don't tell you this. Now here's the part most videos don't tell you. If you want to enjoy Vietnam quickly, not just survive it, you need to adjust how you think, not just what you do. There are 3 simple rules that will make everything easier. First, don't take things personally. The direct questions, the blunt comments, the staring, most of it isn't about you. It's cultural, not personal. The faster you stop reacting emotionally, the more relaxed you'll feel. Second, Move predictably. This applies to everything, especially traffic, but also social situations. In Vietnam, people respond to patterns, not hesitation. Walk steadily, speak calmly, act consistently. Unpredictable behavior creates confusion, and that's when problems happen. Third, observe first, judge later. This is where most travelers go wrong. They see something unfamiliar and immediately label it as wrong. But Vietnam runs on a different logic. So instead of reacting, pause and watch. Ask yourself, why does this work here? Because once you understand the system, what felt chaotic starts to feel normal, and even smart. Vietnam isn't rude, it's just different. What feels chaotic, blunt, or even wrong at first, usually has a reason behind it. And once you start to understand those reasons, everything becomes easier. You stop feeling frustrated. You stop taking things personally. And you start enjoying the experience for what it really is. Because Vietnam doesn't change for you. You learn how to move with it. And when you do, that culture shock turns into something else entirely. Confidence. Now I'm curious, what was your biggest culture shock in Vietnam? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want more real, practical insights about living, traveling, and navigating Vietnam the smart way, hit subscribe and join the channel. It might just save you time, money, and a few very awkward moments.